During the next 10 minutes, we will discuss the most important business events taking place between June 11th and 17th. You are watching events around the corner on Kazakh TV. 3 out of 6 International Space Station crew members will come back to Earth on June 11th. A referendum on the new inheritance tax will be held in Switzerland on June 14th. Saudi Arabia is opening the stock market to foreign investors on June 15th. Let's discuss this news in detail. 3 crew members will return from the International Space Station on June 11th. US astronaut Terry Wirtz, Russian cosmonaut Anton Shkaplerov and European astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti will come back to Earth on the Soyuz manned spacecraft. In May, the Mission Control Center made 2 corrections of ISS orbit. The press service of Roscosmos reported the adjustment was necessary to create optimal conditions for the landing of the crew in Kazakhstan. The adjustment was carried out using the engines of the Progress M-26M cargo spacecraft, which is currently docked to ISS. Astronauts Gennady Padalka, Mikhail Kirienko and Scott Kelly will continue their work in the International Space Station. On the same day, June 11th, the 5th Congress of the Leaders of World and Traditional Religions will end in Astana. The highlight of the Congress is the dialogue between religious figures and politicians for the sake of peace and development. The initiative to introduce this format was put forward by President Nursultan Nazarbayev in 2003. Meetings like this aim at joining the efforts of religious and political leaders to promote the dialogue between religions, prevent conflicts on religious grounds, and develop new forms of international cooperation. In March this year, in New York, UN Secretary Ban Ki-moon stated at a meeting with head of Kazakhstan Senate Kassym-Jomart Tokayev that the United Nations would support the Congress of World and Traditional Religions. The UN will cooperate with Kazakhstan to promote the goals and tasks of the Congress in the international arena. Kassym-Jomart Tokayev conveyed to Ban Ki-moon an invitation by President Nazarbayev to attend the forum. Pope Francis, Patriarch Kirill of all Russia, and Ecumenical Patriarch of Constantinople, Bartholomew I, were also invited to attend the event. David Rockefeller celebrates his 100th birthday on June 12th. The grandson of the world's first billionaire and oil tycoon, John Rockefeller, was born in 1915 in New York. His grandfather was famous for founding Standard Oil. David Rockefeller had been holding several top positions in economic and political organizations. For many years, he has been a key figure in creating and organizing international NGOs. Since 2004, he has been the patriarch of the Rockefellers, who controls numerous charity and business organizations of the family. Despite the fact the family has got multi-billion assets, David's net worth is estimated to be only $3 billion. According to experts, David had spent more than $1 billion for charity. 39th Conference of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization will end in Rome on June 13th. The organization was set up in 1945. Today it plays a leading part in solving the problems of agricultural development and farming within the United Nations framework. FAO predicts that the world food import bill will reach a 5-year low this year. This is mainly driven by a decline in international prices, low freight rates and a strong US dollar. Worldwide cereal production will likely decline by 1.5% from last year's record-breaking output. The modest decline in output would require running inventories down by around 3% in the new season 2015-16. The new head of FAO will be elected at the conference. The only candidate is the present Director General, José Graziano da Silva. While attending the 8th Astana Economic Forum in May this year, he pointed out Kazakhstan's importance for the food security in Central Asia. At a meeting with Kazakh Foreign Minister Yerlan Idrisov, Da Silva discussed the existing cooperation between FAO and Kazakhstan and the outlook for development. Kazakhstan has been part of the Food and Agriculture Organization since 1997. A referendum on the new proposal, which aims to impose a 20% inheritance tax on bequests worth more than 2 million Swiss francs, will be held in Switzerland on June 14th. The proposal was initiated by left-wing parties of Switzerland. They believe the tax will help redistribute wealth in a fair way and fund old-age pensions. According to the Swiss Federal Tax Administration, in 1990, 1% of the taxpayers possessed 30% of the national net wealth, while today the figure is 40%. Left parties fight this trend and regularly put forward similar initiatives. For instance, the proposal of 2013 to limit the pay of top executives to 12 times the wages of the lowest employees was rejected by voters. Presently, each Swiss canton has got its own tax regulations and taxation of inheritance and legacies. The authors of the initiative proposed that these powers be transferred on a federal level. If the Swiss population accepts this prospect, all inheritances worth more than 2 million francs will be subject to a 20% tax. The Saudi stock market will be open to foreign investors on June 15th, according to the country's Capital Market Authority. In 2008, Saudi Arabia allowed foreign investors indirect access to the market through swap arrangements, but it has hesitated to open the market fully. Now, for the first time in the history of Middle Eastern stock markets, foreigners will be able to buy shares and co-own Saudi companies. Let me know that under the CMA requirements, only investors with a minimum $5 billion of assets under management will get access to the market. Analysts expect a big number of investors to come as financial systems are oversaturated with money. The majority of European and US banks and broker companies have already expressed their interest. Despite the richness of Saudi Arabia, the country needs foreign investment in the stock market. Since the country refused to cut oil production, crude prices went down, which may lead to a budget deficit of 30 to 40 billion US dollars. Tadawul, the Saudi stock exchange, is one of the world's biggest, ranking 11th in terms of market capitalization. The companies listed in the Tadawul Stock Exchange Index are estimated at over 500 billion US dollars. Kazan Summit 2015, the 7th International Economic Summit of Russia and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Countries, will end in Kazan on June 16th. The conference will gather more than 500 top managers from major international corporations, representatives of financial institutions, Islamic businesses and diplomatic missions. President of Islamic Development Bank, Ahmad Mohammed Ali Al-Madani, will attend the event by an invitation of Tatarstan President Rustam Minnikhanov. The theme will be Islamic finance for constructive global trade and investment. Among the topics for discussion will be the prospects for and mechanisms of implementing Islamic banking. Several European and Central Asian countries will complete the transition from analog to digital TV and radio broadcasting on June 17th. A corresponding agreement was signed in Geneva in 2006. Digital television is a modern technology of transmission of TV video and audio. The switchover is essential and will have several advantages. Among those are better quality of video and audio signal in TV sets, an increase in the number of TV programs programs, and the chance to create interactive TV systems with viewers influencing a program which is being broadcast. In addition, digital TV and radio broadcasting is economically beneficial, ensuring the GDP increase of 0.5% per year. In Kazakhstan, the digital network was officially launched in July 2012. Penetration of digital TV in Kazakhstan will be 95% by 2017. This has been our perspective on the coming week. You've watched Events Around the Corner. See you next time on Kazakh TV.